I'd like to start tonight's program. First, I would like to shout out to the meal. It was incredible. A very good meal. Same thing as last year. Nice round of applause for that. And the people responsible for that are the Booster Club members. And I really don't want to leave anybody out. I'm going to give you all the names here. Jen LaFrancois, Joyce Bakayaki, Janine Alexander, Melissa Deaconess, Kelly Powers, Sherry Serrato, Jill Johnson, Jen Jensen, Ann Pearl, and Cheryl Flaherty. They are the core members of our Booster Club, and they're constantly trying to remind me to get people to come into their Booster Club. They need more members. Please, if that's something you'd be interested in, they only meet once a month, and it really helps our sports teams. Tonight we're here to honor the captains, seniors that played multiple sports, and we have 10 major athletic awards. Those awards were voted on by the coaches, and the athlete with the most votes wins that award. Before we get started with the presentation of the awards, I would like our superintendent, Dr. Kim Schaefer-Hood, to say a few words, followed by our principal, Mr. Scott Palladino. Doctor.
Thank you for attending tonight's Senior Awards ceremony. I would like to thank our coaches for all the time and dedication that you spend working with our students. Also, thank you to our athletic director, administrators, athletic boosters, and to those who work the games, to our fans and to our families. Thank you. Listening to sports commentators, reading social media, or listening to comments about how teams played, sometimes people think they were star players back in the day and have advice to offer. But there's so much more. Conditioning, practice, studying plays, but perhaps the most important, commitment. Commitment lives in Wareham sports. While there are many examples, here are just a few of the commitment and dedication displayed by our Wareham athletes. During basketball off-season, the seniors on the team led a weightlifting program 4 days a week throughout the spring, summer, and fall. The members joined a summer league, and when school started in the fall, some of them arrived at 5:30 in the morning to work on their shooting skills in the gym. This year, we welcomed an exchange student from Norway who had a lifelong dream of playing football. During the season, with hard work and practice, he became a kicker. And I'm told a play was even named for him, the Trig Special. Two seniors began their hockey career together in elementary school. And as they finished their high school career, the team had their best season ever since 2004. Another example, our girls basketball team suffered a loss to Mashpee this year. The Mashpee team pressed throughout the game, even when they had a significant lead. Coach Brajoli implored the team to remember this game. And 2 weeks later, when our team was playing Mashpee, they soundly defeated them by 21 points. And finally, through an outstanding play, a senior Wareham soccer player sprinted across the field to block a goal-scoring opportunity that led Wareham on to a victory over Case. Something that has not been achieved in over a decade. As I gathered information about your seasons, a theme emerged. Your teammates are family. Several weeks ago, the track team was competing against Apponequet when all of a sudden the coach heard quite a bit of noise, excitement, and screams of joy. You were celebrating the news that one of your own teammates had just been accepted to Harvard. When walking the halls of the high school, we see you with your teammates on the tennis courts, field hockey field, baseball field. After school or on weekends, you're together. You look out for one another, you've set goals, and you've worked as a team to achieve them. You've supported one another through struggles and celebrated successes together. To the outsider, we will never know some of the hardships and tragedies you've endured, but you've refused to allow life curveballs hinder you from achieving your goals. As a Wareham athlete, you found support, encouragement, but most importantly, you found friendship. Thank you for providing us, your friends, with the joy of watching a spike, a three-pointer, the goal, a touchdown, a double play, a smash, or the sprint. The examples that you've set during your time in Wareham are memorable and inspirational to all who have had the pleasure of watching you compete. And as you close this chapter, thank you, and I wish you well in your life's journey.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is the principal, Mr. Scott Palladino.
I'd like to welcome all the family members, parents, coaches, staff members, and most importantly, the student athletes being recognized here tonight. I want to take a minute to thank our athletic director, Mr. Roderick, and his secretary, Ms. Barboza, for all their work they do behind the scenes to make sure our athletic program is running smoothly. I want to thank our superintendent, Dr. Shaver Hood, for all that she has done to support our athletic programs. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our athletic booster members for their efforts to support our athletic programs. An example was this great meal we just had tonight. And I want to reiterate Mr. Roderick's point, we really need to get some parents involved. If you saw and you heard the names that were announced by Mr. Roderick today, half of those folks don't have students in this building. So we really need to get some parents involved. So if you're interested, please see a Booster Club member before you leave tonight. As Mr. Roderick said, they meet once a month, but they do so many things behind the scenes besides the event we have tonight. So please, please, please get involved. High school athletics is such an important part of the high school experience. It teaches so many of life's lessons, both good and bad. This year's teams have combined for a winning overall record, and 4 teams have been recognized for their community service. 4 teams went on, or will be going on, to the state tournament, hopefully 5, baseball. And the percentage of students who participated in at least one sport is higher now than it has been in over 15 years. We also have 2 league championships to recognize. Student athletes, you will remember these teams and the experiences for the rest of your life. The bonds you have created with teammates will continue to grow for years to come. Seeing our student athletes outside of the classroom on their stage is one of the best parts of my job. I wish I could get out there for every home game. I've enjoyed watching you as many games as I could attend throughout the last 3 seasons. I want to commend you on your sportsmanship you have shown throughout these seasons. Our student athletes are held to the highest academic standard in the South Coast Conference. Our GPA average is the highest in the conference. I want to thank you for leading by example and for showing the underclassmen how things are done. In my opinion, you have set the table for continued success in our athletic programs at Wareham High School. Thank you, and please enjoy the night.
Thank you, Mr. Palladino. At this time, we'd like all the athletes that were captains to come on over to the side over here or on this stage up here, because we're going to call you up one at a time, give you your plaque, and then you can enter out that way.
Your captain. We have to go in alphabetical. I did. 3
Who's going to call your name? I'll give you the sport that you were the captain of. Come up and get your plaque. Coach Caturli here, and we'll keep moving on. All right, first one is Montana Allen, softball. Samari Auguste, basketball.
Yeah, so you're behind the shot.
Emily Ann Boliev, football cheerleader. Brianna Borden, softball.
That's my girlfriend!
Taylor Carlson, basketball. Grace Serrano, softball. Isis Davis, football cheerleaders. Colonel DeCanto, ice hockey. Kia Fennell, unified track. Bryce Fernandez, outdoor track. Joshua Flaherty, tennis. Brian Gallagher, ice hockey. Emily Glidden, tennis.
Hey, Romeo.
Devin Gonzalez, basketball, outdoor track. Tyler Haddock, baseball. Jocelyn Hendricks, softball. Emily Curidan, volleyball. Sila King, football. Andrew Lakaya, baseball. Ariel Lemieux, field hockey. Alexis Lynch, field hockey, indoor track, outdoor track. Ryan McSherry, soccer, basketball, outdoor track.
Yeah, right!
Natalia Molding, indoor track, outdoor track. Obi Paling, ice hockey. Matthew Pearl, soccer, baseball. Nadia Pereira, basketball cheerleader. Alexis Perry, basketball cheerleader. Jill Rodding, volleyball, indoor track, outdoor track. Isaac Salim, indoor track, outdoor track. And Eric Zine, football. Those are our captains. How about a nice round of applause for all our captains, please? Okay. Next is the multiple sport athletes. Again, will they all come on up, please? Line up over here.
Okay, I was gonna say. I'm gonna be wrong because didn't we all play basketball? Ah, okay, that's far.
Yeah, we're too big. Ready.
Okay, first, Michaela Bumpus, indoor track, outdoor track, volleyball.
Oh, my friend.
Victoria Correa, football cheerleading, basketball cheerleading.
You wanna get my work on me?
Isis Davis, football cheerleading, basketball cheerleading.
Guys, the camera. Come on, Ariel. Some people.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Noah Demoranville, soccer, ice hockey. Rainiana Dillon, indoor track, outdoor track. Kaya Fennell, volleyball, unified track.
Don't trip.
Never slip.
Emily Glidden, basketball, cheerleading, tennis.
Yes, sir.
Devin Gonzalez, basketball, outdoor track.
Yeah, D-Cash.
Tyler Haddock, baseball, golf. Job Jenkins, football, outdoor track. Trig Crostad, football, ice hockey, outdoor track. Andrew Lakaya, soccer, baseball. Ariel Lemieux, field hockey, tennis. Brian McSherry, soccer, basketball, outdoor track. Daniel Minkle, soccer, tennis. Matt Pearl, soccer, baseball. Jillian Rodding, volleyball, indoor track, outdoor track. Courtney Rudnicki, football, cheerleading, basketball, cheerleading. Holly Santos, football, cheerleading, basketball, cheerleading. Paige Strawn, soccer, unified track. Jordan Westgate, outdoor track, indoor track. Joshua Wright, indoor track, soccer. And Jayla Yates, field hockey, softball. Again, how about a nice round of applause for our multiple sport athletes. The final portion of the program is the major awards. We have 10 of them. The coaches are asked to vote on different athletes for the different awards that we have. It was very close in the voting between a lot of them. And at this time, we'll have a coach come up that knows the athlete pretty well. We'll say a few words about the athlete and present the award. The first award is the Male Unsung Hero. The presenter is Chris Cave, coach of baseball. Coach.
Good evening, everyone. So I get the honor of giving the Unsung Hero Award to the male athlete this year. To me, what an unsung hero is, he's a leader off the field as well as on the field. Not typically the best player at all times, doesn't get all the recognition that they get in the paper. Sometimes they're a captain, sometimes they're not, but they do the little things. This athlete here came to us last year in the off-season, orchestrated a lot of off-season workouts for our team, which we really hadn't had in the past. Got our team into the baseball cage, getting them working on their swings so they get prepared for the season. He's a catcher for our team, and as a catcher, I see them as a leader on the baseball team. They got to keep the team intact. They're the gel of the team. They deal with all the pitchers at all time. As a pitcher, we like to talk about them, how they don't always have their heads on straight, so he's got to keep them under control at all times. If he finds them getting a little off kilter, he takes a walk out to the mound, gets them gets them calmed down, get their heads back on straight, calls the pitches for them. He's out there working on umpires for us. Like I said, he's the gel of the team out there. He goes out there, does what he needs to do, and he's done a fine job for it this year. Hopefully going to help us get ourselves to the baseball playoffs this year for the first time in several years. This year's Unsung Hero Award is going to go to AJ Lakaya.
The female Unsung Hero Award, the presenter is his coach, Chris Gardner. Megan Cashner, I'm sorry.
He's new. All right, Coach Cave, that was really fast, so thanks a lot. I think it's safe to say that we encounter unsung heroes every day. They are people who make simple gestures of kindness and selflessness without seeking recognition. There are varying degrees of unsung heroes. The friend who offers you gum after you ate onions in your sandwich for lunch, unsung hero. The high school kid who holds the door extra long for the person behind them carrying 2 bags, a coffee cup, and a lunch bag as they struggle to get in the front doors on a rainy Monday morning, unsung hero. The barber who gives free haircuts to homeless people in the street, unsung hero. The 3 men who helped an elderly lady into the passenger seat when her elderly husband was struggling to help her, unsung hero. The man who recognizes the financial shortcomings of another and anonymously pays for the restaurant bill for his family's meal, unsung hero. The young girl who brings out a plate of breakfast to the homeless man sitting on the bench outside of a restaurant, unsung hero. And the elementary school kid who kept passing the ball to his teammate with cerebral palsy so that he could make a basket in a game for the first time, Unsung hero. Sometimes unsung heroes get publicly recognized for their contributions to the greater good, but in that they lose their title of being unsung, thus forging a different path forward. While sometimes getting that special recognition feels good and allows room for feelings of pride, other times, when unsung heroes quietly walk among us, true altruism is achieved, which is a rare occurrence, but is found in the female athlete receiving this award today. To me, unsung heroes are regular people making unselfish choices for the benefit and betterment of others. The unsung hero whom I was asked to speak on behalf is just that. She's a regular kid who, even when faced with physical health restrictions, always showed up for her team. She gave her all whenever she could. She stepped up in goal for us whenever the team needed her. Knowing in her heart she wanted to play the field as a senior, she unselfishly suited up in the net at a moment's notice. She showed up every day for her team, prepared to do anything to help them win, even when her health wouldn't allow it. She was a player I counted on to lead by example. Off the field, this player does things for others without asking, often dedicating her time to various school organizations as well as community-based good causes, including Camp Sunshine in Maine, for families dealing with their child's life-threatening illness. It is in her nature to put others' needs before her own. I believe she will continue on this path into her adult life. I am certain she has a positive impact on those around her on a daily basis. The girls' soccer team will surely miss her steadfast commitment and willingness to sacrifice personal gains for the team's success. It is my honor to present the 2019 Female Unsung Hero Award to Paige Strunk.
The next award is the Male Sportsmanship. Presenter is Q DeCanto.
What's up? Sportsmanship, defined as fair and generous behavior or treatment of others, especially in a sports contest. This year's recipient of the Sportsmanship Award certainly meets that definition. I've coached many athletes over the years, and I can say he was at the top of the list of sportsmen. I had the opportunity to meet this young man early in the fall as he played hockey for my midget team. And I also got to coach him for 2 more seasons in football, as well as the varsity hockey team. I noticed something about him that was a little different than the rest, besides his thick Norwegian accent. In games where he'd lay a bone-jarring hit on somebody, he would actually check on them to make sure they were okay before he skated off. I don't know if that was just making fun of him, that he just laid him out, put him on the ice, or genuinely checking on him, but he did. And then on the other end, if he got checked hard, he would tell the other player, "Good hit." It was definitely a breath of fresh air seeing a talented athlete stay so humble and respect the game as well as his opponents. It was certainly a privilege and an honor to coach this young man this year. I can only hope some of the younger players saw how he plays the game and can follow his lead. I will certainly miss having him around next year, but he definitely left his mark on the hockey program, as he might be the first person that we've ever played a different national anthem for on senior night. This season he was also nominated for the Autogram Award for football, which recognizes the top senior football player in the South Coast area. He was also a recipient of the South Coast Conference Sportsmanship Award for hockey. Please help me in congratulating Trig Krogstad, the Sportsmanship Award for 2019.
Next is the Female Sportsmanship, presented by Coach Ben Caturli.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all the award recipients tonight. Tonight, I am presenting the Wareham High School Sportsmanship Award to Kaya Fennell. This past year was Kaya's first year at Wareham High School after transferring from Virginia last summer. And from the impact that she's made on our sports program here at Wareham, it truly does not feel that way. Kaya was a member of our volleyball team in the fall, as well as the unified track and field team. Kaya's super positive personality, caring attitude for those around her, and encouraging mindset on the court all make her a perfect fit for tonight's Sportsmanship Award. She is one of the major contributors to the Wareham High School girls volleyball team, being chosen for the SEC Sportsmanship Award for the third season in a row. Kaya was an extremely hardworking volleyball player who began off-season workouts and leagues with the team as soon as she arrived in Massachusetts. Being the very humble player that she was, her confidence and playing time grew throughout the year as she accepted any role that she was put in, and was always there to cheer on her teammates along the way. If someone was having a rough day at practice or during a game, she would usually be the one to be supportive and check in with that teammate and offer any words of encouragement or positive advice. She always welcomed her coaches and teammates with a happy greeting coming into practice and games, and was a huge influence on our entire team's culture. Kaya proved to be the missing piece to our volleyball team and really helped gel our program together this season. And Wareham High School is lucky to have her. Tonight's Wareham High School Sportsmanship Female Award goes to Kaya Fennell.
Next is the Male Leadership Award, presented by Coach Steve Faneuil.
As a part of the Wareham basketball program, this tremendous leader has set an example, the ultimate example, for our school and our team on the court as well as the classroom. It's been a pleasure to watch this young man grow over the past 3 years. He has been, in the classroom, he has helped lead the way for our team with a stellar GPA of 3.5. He has also transitioned that work ethic from the classroom onto the basketball court. He consistently has been one of the team's most versatile defenders. He has also been the team's toughest player and a true leader on and off the court. As a leader, sometimes you must make individual sacrifices to the success of the team. This player's job is not the most glamorous. His role may change from night to night, and he must be ready to do whatever it needs to be done to help the team win. Some nights he might be guarding the other team's best player. Some nights he might be grabbing an important rebound. Some nights he might be breaking his face, diving for a loose ball. True story. Some nights it might be getting one of those game-changing blocks from behind. He often has to exert the most energy and effort in this process, only to read about his teammates for his offensive explosions in the local newspaper the next day. It's an extremely difficult task, with little public notoriety. This individual has always embraced his role. He always did it with a smile on his face. He's the ultimate example of team, a team player always putting himself ahead of the team. He has been instrumental to the success we have had this year and served as a role model for our younger players, laying the foundation for our future success. This young man's leadership, toughness, and dedication will surely be missed, and it will always be a part of the Wareham basketball family. It is my pleasure to present the Leadership Award to Devin Gonzalez.
Next is the female leadership presenter, Coach Chris Gardner.
Good evening. Tonight I am presenting the 2019 Leadership Award to a very deserving female student athlete. This young woman is most deserving of this award. What type of leader is she? As far as her leadership qualities go, her skills are the leadership by example type. She quietly goes about her workout for the day with the same effort and attitude as she would with anything else in her life. This leadership style allows her to speak to her teammates without saying anything. Her actions speak volumes to all of them. Even though she is a lead by example type of person, she has also spoken up when needed to her teammates and to her team as a whole when the situation has presented itself. Another aspect to her leadership skills is this young lady never expected more from others than she did from herself. She never once expected a teammate to complete a workout with energy and intensity if she could not ask the same of herself. Her peers and her coaches have recognized her as a leader, which can be seen through the 3-time election as a captain for the girls' indoor and outdoor track and field squads. This leadership role is not one she has just on the athletic fields. This young lady is consistently someone who her classmates and teachers look to as a leader, which can be seen by her multiple elections to student government and administrative positions in the many extracurricular activities she's involved in. Her key club advisor remarks she has been a driving force expanding the influence of the club in the school and in the community. By being a top student in her class, she also leads by showing other student athletes that success does not have to be limited to the athletic arena. One of, if not the biggest contribution to our athletic program she has made is showing other student athletes how attainable success is both on the track and in the classroom. Excellence in both the classroom and on the track is her goal, and she is the epitome of a student athlete. Her athletic achievements are many, as she was an 8-time letter winner and a multiple state qualifier in the 800,000 mile races, receiving multiple South Coast Conference awards. At least one, if not 2, school records would have been hers this year if she was not sidelined for both the indoor and outdoor seasons. Her receiving this award makes it even more special because the coaches at WHS thought she was so deserving of this award, even though she was unable to compete her senior year. This goes to show how much respect not only her peers have for her, but also the coaches and teachers at this school have for her. It is my honor to present the 2019 Wareham High School Female Leadership Award to a young lady who will be continuing her academic career at Harvard University, Reniana Dillon.
The next award is the Arthur Luce Award. This could be a male or female. It's based on dedication, loyalty, citizenship, and the presenter this year is Coach Jeff Sweat.
So I actually have some notes, but they're just stats. First, I'd like to say that this is my 15th year coaching. I have never had the privilege of addressing this body. I've never had the reason and to nominate anybody even before this. That may be surprising to you, but I don't have the privilege of being in this building on a regular basis, and I always felt it was presumptuous of me to know who should get any particular award. But this year I said, no, this is a special time. We've had a great season. And yeah, woo. And the owner and head pro of the Marion Indoor Tennis Club, every time he sees me now, says, there goes the coach of the year. And believe it or not, my reaction to that continues to be, especially the first time he said it, was, wait a minute. What did I do for my first 14 years? Wasn't I trying just as hard? Was there anything special about this year? And those of you who are coaches out there understand exactly what I was feeling. We work our butts off, and sometimes we win and sometimes we lose, and we still hope the students are walking away feeling like they had fun, they learned something, it was character building, it was an important part of their academic experience. So yours truly does not feel like the coach of the year. But I did start to think about, well, did I actually do anything different in order to make this, this team special? And interestingly enough, it occurred to me that 5 years ago, I found that going into the middle school and trying to convince people to play tennis was a really good idea, because we were losing people really fast from the tennis team. One year we lost 7 seniors. And by the way, it takes 7 people to play a tennis match. And we had a group of four students from the middle school who we literally called the quads. And it occurred to me there is only one of those quads that remains. And she happens to be a really special person. So, this is tough for me, Emily Glidden, but so if it's tough for you to listen, but you are absolutely worth everything I'm about to say. I want you to imagine that you didn't know anything about tennis, and you decided to try out for the team as an 8th grader. So you had a great year. You didn't win a single match, the team didn't win a single match, and you mostly sat on the bench and watched other people try to play tennis and lose. Great start. But that's why this award is for loyalty, dedication, and that word citizenship, which means a lot, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So that was her 8th grade year. No, she did not quit. By the way, that's one of the first things I say to a kid who wants to try out for the tennis team. By the way, it's easy to quit. Do you plan on quitting because you don't succeed? So the second year, great year. We lost every match. Emily actually got to play 2 matches and lost both of them. Great year, okay? Did she quit? No, she didn't quit. 2017 comes around. I think I'll check my notes, yes. We won 1 match. By the way, that's 1 out of 17 or 18, depends, okay? We actually won 7 individual matches. By the way, there are about 90 individual matches in a tennis season, okay? We won 7 3 years into Emily's time on the tennis team. That's more than twice as many as we won the first 2 years of Emily's time. We won 3 individual matches out of 90. Did she quit? Nope, she's still there. It's now 2018. There are no seniors on the team. She overwhelmingly gets elected captain as a junior. Great privilege. Another season of not winning matches and leading a small team. One year we literally had the minimum number of people to put on the courts. But something strange started to happen. We started to win. I hope you guys remember last year, okay? We actually made the playoffs for the first time in forever, right? Forever. No, we lost to a tough Ursuline Academy in the first round, but we had a lot of fun. But was it a great year for Emily? No, it was not a great year for Emily. 2/3 of the way through the year, she had an ankle injury, which was misdiagnosed, and she had to sit on the bench for the rest of the season. Did she quit? No. Did she show up for every match? Yes. So you can see what I mean about dedication and loyalty. So when I think of this last year, we are going into next week's last 2 matches. We're 16-1. We have the gold championship wrapped up. I am not the coach of the year, but Emily Glidden is the player of the year in my mind, but maybe even the player of the last 5 years. So it is with enormous pleasure and some sadness, because she's going to be graduating. You know, a coach sometimes has a 4-year relationship with a student. A 5-year relationship gets painful. You go through withdrawal. I am not looking forward to the next season without Emily Glidden. I will also tell you on dedication, I hear constantly from coaches, especially, obviously, not obviously, but frequently more female than male coaches, oh, the kid couldn't play because it's prom night. Emily Glidden played a match on the night of her prom, on the day of her prom. 2 more quick stories. Have I used up my time, Mr. Palladino? Good. Okay, I'm good. Okay. The boss says I'm good. Am I good? I'm good. All right. I'm driving the bus. Yes, I drive the bus. That's another story. That's Mr. Palladino's fault, by the way. He knows it. Okay, so I'm driving the bus home from a match that we won last year, and all of a sudden, there's an F-bomb in the back of the bus. Now, I'm an old guy, and I don't get this sort of stuff. So the first time in 14 years, because this was last year, I pulled over the bus. You guys are looking at me, I'm sure, thinking, you've never heard an F-bomb before? Okay, but I'm into civility and respect and all those good things, right, Mr. Palladino? Okay, thank you. So I pull over the bus. I don't know where I found a place to pull over a 40-foot bus, but I pulled it over. And I gave this lecture, didn't I, Emily? Yes? I gave this lecture, okay, about civility and respect, et cetera, and I'm trying to decide what to do with this person who was so disrespectful. So, a lot of quiet on the bus. I get back. I start driving off. We get back. And I finally say, maybe I should talk to Emily about this whole thing. She says, calm down, coach. It happens all the time. It's no big deal. And I thought, oh, whew, good. Then, I can just relax and not have to throw this kid off the tennis team, which would have really been a bad news thing to do. But Emily was the reason I didn't. Because Emily is a coach's dream, because she tells truth to power. And the final story is just literally this week. We're playing a great match against yeah, I know you're applauding, it's the final story, I get that. We're playing this great match against Bourne, and Emily is playing first doubles, and her teammate collapses on the court. Now, just so you know, the rules say no matter how good you are, you can't play without your teammate in the doubles match. So I run over, and her teammate is in pain, agony, from knee injuries due to soccer. Anyway, so I look at my assistant coach, because that's what I think of Emily as. I look at her, and her teammates actually have called her mom, so you get the idea of the role she plays on the team. Okay? And I say, I'm counting on you to make sure that Olivia, because that was the name of the person, does not play to the point of injury so she can't play for the rest of the year. Okay? I got this, coach, and you promised. Not only did they win the tiebreaker to win the first set, they won the second set, and halfway through the second set, the Bourne coach turns to me and says, my team's doing a meltdown. And I thought to myself, and the reason my team isn't doing a meltdown is because of my captain, Emily Glidden.
The next award is the Joe Caffarello Award. That goes to a student athlete that's contributed the most to Wareham High School athletics. Could be male or female. The presenter is Coach Dave Bajoli.
Good evening. I'm presenting the Joe Caffarello Award for the student athlete that has contributed the most to Wareham High School. Joe Caffarello was a teacher, coach, and athletic director at Wareham High for many years, and I knew him very well. Mr. Caff was the athletic director from 1971 to 1993. In fact, he was the AD while I was an athlete at Wareham, and he was also my typing teacher. When I graduated college, Joe Caff hired me as the athletic trainer and as a coach for the Vikings. I got to know Mr. Caffarella well and had the utmost respect for him and everything that he stood for. Joe Caff was all about the old school values: hard work, grit, being loyal to your school. Therefore, it is my honor to present this year's award for someone who personifies all of this and then some, Ryan McSherry. Mr. Caffarella would always say, any obstacle can be overcome with hard work and perseverance. In terms of basketball, Ryan had some significant offensive obstacles to overcome. Things like passing, dribbling, but especially shooting. In her first varsity action as a freshman, Ryan got a little bit of garbage time at the end of the Dayton-Rehoboth game. She stole a pass. She was always great on defense. She stole a pass, had a fast break, just her in the basket, wide open, uncontested layup. She shot the ball 15 feet above the hoop, hit the shot clock, clang. It was rough, a rough start for her. But Ryan proceeded to practice hard, work hard, and persevere. By her senior year, she was a starter, captain, and an impact player. In an identical situation from her freshman year, Ryan stole the ball versus Dayton-Rehoboth now as a senior, got a fast break, but this time the Dayton-Rehoboth center was back on defense. Ryan scored a running left-handed halfway hook shot layup over her. I thought to myself how far she had come from the time that Megan Cashner was my assistant coach to Kara Korea this year, and we talked about that play right on the bench right after this had happened. In 3 sports, soccer, basketball, and track, Ryan was captain and an all-star. She led by example. She played through pain. She always was accepting and appreciative of all coaching. She has received the Coaches Award and Sportsmanship Awards in all 3 sports, as well as being a nominee for the very prestigious Dave Cowens Award in basketball. Ryan also won, and I might as well just fit this in, the NIAA Award. She was the state winner for a student athlete scholarship program, and this is the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association Award. This was a big deal. They picked one female in the state, and Ryan got it. So there were 60 kids in the state that were into this contest, and Ryan is the one who took it. So she was the only one standing, so great job. Ryan's dependability, work ethic, competitiveness, her speed, her strength, and her ability all stood out and are the reason she had such a successful high school career. In the classroom, Ryan is just as impressive, if not more. She's going to Tulane. She's the secretary of the National Honor Society, an outstanding student, all while taking the most difficult classes offered. She works as hard off the court, track and fields as she does on them. Ryan McSherry has worked tirelessly for 4 straight years. She is a top athlete, a top student, and a terrific young person. She is a role model for the school and for our community. She is truly a great student athlete and an even better human being. I cannot think of a person who personifies what Joe Caffarella stood for and believed in more than Ryan. Congratulations, Ryan McSherry, for this year's Joe Caffarella Award.
Next is our male senior athlete of the year, and Coach Steve Faneuil.
Nick Saban, the legendary coach from Alabama, has used the quote, "Trust the process." My first year, which was Taylor's freshman year, I really didn't understand this quote. And I really didn't care, because of course, I had all the answers. And then, well, we lost. 8 wins, 12 losses. The expectation for Wareham boys basketball is that you win. That has always been the expectation, it will always be the expectation. So I needed to understand this whole process thing. There is no better example of the process than Taylor Carlson. So let me explain. If I had a time machine and I traveled back 8 years so I could find a 10-year-old Taylor, it wouldn't be hard to find him. He would be out on the outdoor courts across the street from his house, shooting all by himself. He would have his JBA shirt on with a Kool-Aid mustache, just shooting away without a care in the world. So I walked up to the 10-year-old Taylor and I said, hello. He got his ball, he turned his back to me, he went to a different hoop, and he started shooting again. If you knew Taylor, you would know from kindergarten to 11th grade, he probably said about 25 words. If you know Taylor now, you would know in his senior year, he has made up for that lost time with about 3 million words. But in all my infinite wisdom, I knew the way to Taylor's heart. So Taylor shot the ball, I got the rebound, and I passed it out for him for another shot. As Taylor started shooting, he opened up a little bit and began talking. When I grow up, I'm going to be a Viking. I'm going to set records. No one's going to forget my name. Well, this year, Taylor Carlson set the single game scoring record with 46 points in a victory over Wareham High School. On this night, he also set the single game. Fix it. Be good? All right. He also set the single game record with 10 3-pointers in a game. Wareham has a history of prolific scorers and shooters. This is a very, very prestigious record. So I smiled. I got the rebound. I passed him back the ball. As he got ready to take another shot, he told me, I'm going to be a 1,000-point scorer. I'm going to win the MVP of the league in my senior year. On the last game of the season, Taylor ended his improbable run to 1,000 points. He became the 11th player in the program's history to achieve this prestigious milestone. It wasn't easy. No one thought he could do it. He needed to average over 24 points a game for 22 games, and he did so. He had a remarkable season, ending up in the standard time super team selection and voted unanimously by all the coaches in the SEC as the MVP of the league. So again, I smiled. I passed young Taylor the ball again. Before he shot, he looked at me. He said, when I'm a Viking, we're going to win championships. We're going to put banners up. Over Taylor's 3 years on the varsity, his team has amassed a record of 45 wins and 15 losses. When you look up in the gym, you will see 3 Gold Division banners as well as 2 South Coast Conference championships. And in his senior year, he led his team to the #1 seed in the South Sectional Tournament. Everything young Taylor said would happen did happen. It did not happen by accident. It was not some type of fate. He made it happen. He made it happen by his hard work and his dedication. He wasn't a star when he got here, but he would not rest until he made himself into one. So funny story about Taylor's first scrimmage, his first year at the varsity. So, you know, we're in the scrimmage and Taylor's a sophomore and he's all excited to play and he's telling me how he's going to do this and do that. And, you know, finally a couple minutes into the game, I said, all right, kid, let's see what you got. So Taylor goes into the game. We go up, back, up, back, up, back. Taylor comes to the bench, take me out. So I said, what? Just sat right on the bench, took himself out of the game. To this day, he tells me that he was sick. To this day, I tell him that all those big, fast, stronger kids would make me sick too. But again, Taylor is the process. Look where he is now. Taylor has played over 100 Summer League games. He's played over 100 AAU games spring and fall. He's made a commitment to 4 days in the weight room a week. And he has woke me up at 5 a.m. countless times so that he can get his shots in before school started. When he's not doing these things, you'll find Taylor still across the street from his house, shooting baskets, or at the Y, working at his craft. So thank you, Taylor. Thank you for helping me understand the process. Thank you for showing me that you can achieve anything you set out to do as long as you put the time and effort into it. So without further ado, I'd like to present the Male Athlete of the Year Award to Taylor Carlson.
Last award, the Female Senior Athlete of the Year, Coach Chris Gardner.
Hello again. I had the pleasure of meeting this young lady during her 8th grade year in the Wareham public school system. She was brought to my attention by the girls volleyball coach at the time as someone I should definitely talk to about joining the track and field squad. By chance, she happened to have world history in the classroom next to mine, and so I introduced myself, trying my best not to intimidate her with my energy and excitement for the sport I love. She was very reticent at first, but since many of her volleyball teammates were on the team already, she decided to give it a shot. Now, unlike other sports, track and field is not something everyone grows up playing. "Hey Maddie, do you want to come over to my house so we can play track and field?" said no one ever in the history of mankind. As it is for many people, this young lady's first season started off slow, but by the end she was running some decent times, placing 5th at the conference championship in the 55-meter dash, earning a spot in the state qualifying school record 4x200 relay team, and earning her first letter. Her first outdoor season saw her place 6th in the 200 at the conference championships, qualified for her first divisional championship, and was a member of the school record 4x100 relay team, which placed 3rd at the divisional meet and competed at the all-state meet. At this point, I thought she could be the making of another accomplished female track and field athlete, the ones Wareham has been known for in recent years, and she did not disappoint. Her statistics speak for themselves. She holds the indoor long jump and pentathlon school records, and is a member of both the 4x100 and 4x200 school record relay teams, a 5-year letter winner in both indoor and outdoor track and field, a sport which I believe has the hardest standards to achieve a letter, a state qualifier in the 55, 300, 600, 100, 200, 400 meter races, long jump and high jump, a 4-time South Coast Conference All-Star, and a 4-time Standard Time Super Team member. Her senior year, she broke her own school record in the long jump during the indoor season by placing 6th at the divisional meet and placed 16th overall at the All-State Championship meet, a feat she would like to repeat this Sunday. All these athletic accomplishments are done by the work ethic example she has set for the squad, the dedication to her sport, and the leadership she provided to her team, which can be seen by being a 3-time captain and multiple conference sportsmanship awards she has won. She has also showed these same characteristics on the volleyball court, where she was an accomplished volleyball player, ranking 7th in the conference for digs per game. According to her coach, she was a key leader, as evident by being named captain, and played a big part in improving the team culture and bringing the program to new heights during her tenure on the team. It is my honor to present the 2019 Wareham High School Female Athlete of the Year Award to a young lady who is a 5-year, 3-sport athlete at WHS and will be continuing her academic and athletic career at Emmanuel College, Jillian Roddick.
My final thoughts on the athletics at Wareham High School. I'd like to thank Mr. Palladino and Dr. Schaefer-Hood, because their support has been really strong for athletics, and without that, things just don't happen. New facility, things are starting to happen here. The softball field got a nice upgrade. Our track's going to get an upgrade, possibly new bleachers in the basketball and the gym. And there are other things in the future that we're looking at. And you know, it's all because of the leadership of our superintendent and principal, who know the importance of athletics at Wareham High School. I would really like to thank them, because without them, these things wouldn't happen. And as far as athletics itself, I've been very pleased. The winter season, we had a winning conference record for the first time in a long time. And I think we're starting to head in the right directions. I'm trying to hire coaches that are passionate about their sport, that love their sport, and want to do things with their sport all year round. That's what makes a strong athletic program and team. I think I have a lot of good coaches like that, and we're excited about the future, where hopefully things will get better and better as time goes on. And that's about it, folks. That concludes our program. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it, and congratulations to all the award winners.